All right, good afternoon. I do believe we are streaming live on our Marion County Night Academy Facebook page. This is the Marion County Night Academy Site-Based Council having our regular scheduled November meeting. On our meeting today, I have Kim Golf, teacher representative, Mike Carey, teacher representative, and Amanda Knopp, who is our parent representative. Oh, hang on.
You had to do that all again?
No, I just need to turn mine off. There. I think that fixed it. We should still be streaming. I just cannot hear myself now 20 seconds later. So that's like a future, feels like a future version of yourself when you start hearing it again. So technical difficulties, but thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and screen share and start our meeting. I think I made this bigger last time. Can you all see the agenda on your screen? Yep. All right. Yes. So this is our regular scheduled meeting here. Two things that we'll do today together: seeking approval for our school improvement plan and our emergency operations plan. I'd like to also give an update on our distance learners and our budgets, and then we'll actually conclude this session with a personnel closed session, which means we will stop streaming on our YouTube channel and Facebook to have a closed discussion regarding consultation for our open FMD position here at Marion County Night Academy. Any questions about the agenda? Can I get a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. Either way.
I got Amanda on that one, but thank you, Mr. Carey. Our second is to approve our minutes from last month. We did meet later in October, and we looked at the fall map results and the fall CERT results. We also discussed some strategies and looked at things for our school improvement plan, and I have more to report back on that today. The principal report included catch-up coaching, ESS, and distance learning updates, and then we ended with budget updates. Any questions or comment about those minutes from last month?
Nope.
No.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Carey.
I can second that, Ms. Brady.
Thank you, Miss Amanda. All right, we will get started. The first thing, I've kind of got a little out of order on my notes here, but I'll come back to that emergency operations plan. So last month, the last 2 months actually, in September and October, we've been focused on our school improvement plan. We elected to roll over the goals that we had selected for the 1920 school year and bring them into the 2021 school year. One of the things that the Site-Based Council asked me to do last month was to get teacher input. And I was able to do that last Friday. We had a virtual faculty meeting, and I had the teachers kind of break out into small groups, and each one of the groups took a goal to revise, edit, discuss, and then they also had the opportunity to look at the other goal revisions and give input on those. This document that you're seeing here on the screen isn't the official school improvement plan, but it is exactly what the school improvement plan will look like. So I'm seeking approval on this goals and strategies here to put into our 2021 school improvement plan. Everything that you see that's highlighted in yellow is something new to add based upon the feedback from our teachers. So with our proficiency goal that's looking at math and reading, some things discussed that we would like to add on our school improvement plan is to increase success in our tier 1 with a proficiency tracker. And what this means is every time students take an assessment in math or reading, the teachers actually analyze that data. They're looking for 80% of their kids to be successful. Now, of course, we would want, 100% of our kids to be successful every time that we gave an assessment. But that's kind of the marker to say that instruction that happened in the classroom, that every student had an opportunity to participate in, was successful if we can reach that 80% mark. So the proficiency tracker is real simple. It just takes the test data, and if 50% of your students were successful the first time, it marks it, and then the next time maybe you 62% of your students were successful, it would mark it again. And it's a line graph that marks that you want to see this constant increase. And it's just a really easy targeting tool for teachers to look at and kind of get an idea of how their kids are doing each unit, and really just tracking and looking at that proficiency rate. One of the things that also came out was co-teaching and collaboration across the content areas. Data tracking with a new system called Otis. Otis is a data tracking system that the district has purchased for us, and you can put any kind of data into Otis as long as it can be put into a spreadsheet. So you can put behavior data, attendance data, map data, CERT data, classroom data. If it can be put in a spreadsheet, it can be put into this system. And then we can actually look up individual kids and track how they're doing in each area. So that kind of gives us more of a 360-degree look at a student at all times to make sure that they're on track. We are going to continue with catch-up coaching, and those are targeted groups of students that we meet with to get them back on track and get them caught up in classes and get them individual support. Due to our block scheduling, for our 8th grade, we're going to do a spring spiral review sessions because some of our 8th graders may have had math or reading this semester, and next semester we don't want those skills to become rusty or unused. So we're going to continue some spiral review with our 8th grade. And then our teachers are using Achieve 3000 Math and Actively Learn. Those are technology systems that they're using in their classrooms to bring about that proficiency rate. Any questions so far about the things for proficiency? I'll keep moving on. Our separate academic indicator goal is very similar. Instead of reading and math, it focuses on social studies and writing. So some things that came across here, goal setting and having individual conferences with students with their writing, having adult and peer feedback, which would kind of go together with those conferences, the co-teaching and collaboration. And then last year we did make an 8th grade literacy plan, but this year we want to really focus on the implementation and monitoring of that plan for success with the writing. I'll take it your silence is a good sign.
It is. We're still here.
Okay. Our gap targets, some things that we're doing to target our gaps is some daytime tutoring. Hopefully when we get back in person, we'll be able to bring that on board. Virtual ESS sessions and flexible interventions. This is one of the things that our site-based council approved last year when we were looking at staffing allocations to bring on a behavior and academic interventionist. And we have hired those two, and it is working really nicely to have that extra intervention and extra support for our students. With graduation rate, focusing on Nightway, the teachers felt like our social emotional focus and our Nightway and our leadership would be contributing to our graduation rate, not only producing students who are academically ready, but socially and emotionally ready for their future. And then also catch-up coaching came there too. In order to hit your graduation, you have to get your credits. So putting those two things together would help with the students staying on track for their current graduation year. Several different things in our growth. came out, putting in map testing, CERT. The Otis data system came up again, looking for students to grow and being able to track them. Live scoring, and that's when students sit down and get, in-person real-time feedback on how they're doing with their work. Goal setting, and then a name and claim strategy. As we move along the school year, if we see we have certain students that are stagnant or not growing, really naming and claiming those students to put more interventions and more mentorship and more to help them grow. Our last one is transition readiness. Several things stayed on with this goal here. We're going to do virtual college and career field trips. I noticed today on our Facebook page, Miss Erin had already sent out some stuff about virtual college and career field trips. Not as lovely as being able to get on a bus and go to UK or go to U of L or go to Western or go to factories, but we are attempting to still do those. She's also hoping, Miss Erin, is that our local factories will create a video or maybe a live session for us to be able to allow students to see inside the factories and have that virtual experience this school year as well. We are getting ready to start up some work with individual education plans, and those are all students complete those, and those are completely focused on students selecting goals and their future plans. And then our team leadership and our student council are opportunities for students to work on their leadership skills and their speaking skills and their partnerships within the community. So those strategies will be added and updated on our school improvement plan. So although it will have a different format, this is my easy to read format for site-based, it will say exactly this on our school improvement plan. I will have a completed copy for our December so that you can have it. But I am seeking a motion today to approve these strategies to move forward.
A motion to approve the CSIP plan as presented.
I will second that.
Thank you very much. Our other thing for approval is our emergency operations plan. I'm not going to go in a huge detail. I want you all to see this, and I can send it out. Just because this is not something that we typically, we won't post this to our website kind of plan. This is our internal plan that we shared with the teachers and had them review in the event there's an emergency at Marion County Night Academy, what to do, how to stay safe, who has what role and responsibility. So we do have an emergency and crisis management plan. Just simple things as, who is the house leads, if I am Mr. Carey and I'm a dire wolf, who am I looking to be that communication point? Who is doing what in the event of an emergency? So we have a lot of those types, jobs and roles and responsibilities broken out between the staff. It also states like where to go for an emergency, if there's a trespasser, if there's an intruder, what to do in different severe weathers, lockdowns, earthquakes, those type of things. It's even got our phone numbers, like our extensions and stuff here at school, just as a quick reference so that, in case of an emergency, everything's in a one-stop shop type of format here. So teachers are not scrambling and looking for information. Our bell schedule, which is of course something, we typically have memorized, but again, in the event of an emergency, we don't want to have to wonder or think or find different things. We have a map of the building included, and then just lots of other information so that, like I said, it is spelled out. We've gone over it. We've even asked the staff for special skills, so we know who on staff has other skills that we don't know about, CPR, first aid, bilingual, those type things that, we can know what to do. So we have reviewed this with staff. This has been a work in progress with Miss Biven And Jordan Williams, who was our assistant principal last year, got a good start on that. And we were going to seek approval in the spring. And then, of course, we were out for COVID. And then this year, we've taken some time to update it and share it with staff before approving it again for this school year. Any questions or comments about the emergency operations plan?
Miss Brady, did you say you're going to send that out in email so we can look at it?
Yes, it just doesn't need to be shared publicly. Just because if somebody knows our emergency plan, then, you know, that could be not general public information that we would want out.
Right, right.
Did you want me to send that out and then approve it next month?
I'm okay to approve it today.
I'm fine with whatever.
I'll motion to approve the emergency plan.
I'll second.
And I still will send that out. Staff will have a hard copy and a digital copy as well that they'll keep on file in the event that we need it. I think the next thing is my principal's report, I believe. So I'm going to go on with that and then our budgets before moving us into closed session. So on the principal's report, it did say distance learning update. So the first thing and the most exciting thing for me is our ability to bring in small groups. We've started a little bit last week bringing in some small groups to Marion County Night Academy so that we can be socially distanced and safe. Excuse me. Those went pretty well. This week, the addition has been we've been able to provide district transportation for our small groups. So we got together a list of students last week. We had several teachers putting names on that list. We targeted several student groups, including like students with no internet or poor internet. And then Miss Bethany and Miss Lori have been making phone calls and offering this to lots of different families. We've also had some teachers add names to the list. And then Miss Lori organized the list to be like different areas of the county for pickup. So we pick up like maybe on the east end of the county this morning, and on, you know, the central part of the county to, you know, in this afternoon, so that the bus routes could be organized. That started today with our bus transportation. This morning, on Monday morning, we had about 3 students take advantage of that bus transportation. But I think it was because it was a Monday morning thing. It was new and it was early. And this afternoon, though, we had 12 students able to come in and be in our building. We are still doing temperature checks and mask and sanitizing and hand sanitizer and all those things. But students were without internet were able to come in, upload assignments, be able to work some offline, and students were just able to get that support and that quiet space and that time to just be focused on work. So day one went well. The bus routes seemed to work well, and the bus drivers were here and dropping off kiddos. And we've had, you know, several parents excited when we call to have the opportunity to come to school. So we have a Wednesday group that's coming, a Monday morning, and Wednesday morning is the same group. Monday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon is the same group. And then we have a Tuesday, Thursday group with the AM and PM groups, you know, being the same. So we're able to bring in four different groups. So I'm really excited that if we are in the distance learning, that we at least are able to support kids this way. We're going to do that this week, Monday through Thursday, and then we are doing it Monday and Tuesday of next week. Those days are listed as NTI, but we are going to still offer this small group instruction. The Monday group will just come in Monday that week, and the Tuesday, Thursday group will just come in Tuesday next week. And then in the event we're still distance learning after Thanksgiving, we can continue with this plan. And I think the more we do it and the more we edit and revise it, the better it will be. And then, of course, after Thanksgiving, if we're able to come back in person, then that will be an even better situation to be able to educate our kids. So I'm really excited about the small groups. I'm glad we're able to do it. So that's the biggest distance learning update that we have. I'm also working with a few people in the building, some different groups, some different clubs, and some of it's just from the office. We're don't have a lot of information out yet for our parents. We've sent it out in an email, but we're going to do a bigger kind of blast of information. We're going to start doing some family giveaways just to add some holiday fun. We're going to do it for the next 4 Fridays, not the one right after Thanksgiving, but this Friday and then the 3 Fridays in December, and just do some giveaways. We're doing a 3 game baskets like family game night. One of them is going to be movie night, like a cookie making kit and gingerbread making kit nights. And it's every student's going to have an opportunity to be put in the drawing for that. It's simply just a giveaway and just to add some holiday spirit as we go into this season. So we will be giving those away on Facebook Live on Fridays at 2. And again, we'll give more information to parents and stuff as we go on this week. I'm also considering, I think I've made up my mind, so you've heard it first, site-based. I think I'm going to do a My Christmas Wish. I think Miss Brady is going to write a letter to Santa wishing for no missing assignments, and have a due date for my wish list. And if students that help me make that wish come true, I think I'm going to do a drawing and get a pie in the face. I think we're going to do a nice holiday pie, something. Just if we're virtual, that'll be real easy because I'll just bring one student in and we can Facebook Live it. But if we're in person, of course, we can't assemble in person, but we can still do a Facebook Live and have the teachers that want to watch it on Facebook, get on Facebook, get on the Night Academy page, watch that. And so be on the lookout. That might be a little on the cheesy side, but I'm going to go for it and see if I can't drum up some enthusiasm with a Christmas wish list and a letter to Santa. So I'm working on that, and that I believe that will launch on November 30th, and that'll give kids about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to work on that there. We are having a canned food drive, and I am meeting tomorrow with 3 other clubs, looking at things that we can do just to get out more celebration, more fun, more support, more social emotional. I'm meeting with our small club tomorrow, our sources of strength, and our student council representatives, those sponsors, not the students, just the sponsors at this point, and just seeing some just fun things that we can just keep going. Not one plan suits all, but if we do something and it catches 10, 20 kids on this one, and we do something else and it does something else for a different group, I'm just willing to get out there and just try to do as much as we can to just keep a positive, happy, joyful vibe out for our families during this time. Any questions about my principal's report?
No, I just want to say I think those are great ideas, though.
Thanks. I'm excited. I guess it's just that season to want to do something extra, and so I'm looking forward to that. I have a Mrs. Claus outfit that I'm going to write my letter, and it's we're just going to go all out. So we're just going to try our very best to spread some kind of holiday cheer. I'm going to go on with our budgets now. And our school activity account, again, that's the account that has lots of different subdivisions. The money generated is student-driven money, student fees, fundraisers, those type of things. The total balance in that account is $19,710. In our general part of that, which is what it's Night Academy money, is $3,629. Let me say that different, $3,629.41. So things like the baskets that we're going to make, the movie basket, the family baskets, that will come out of that $3,600. That's the money that will be used to purchase those type of student-driven things. In our instructional money, we do have $34,971. That's our biggest budget. Ms. Russell is working on a technology request. We just had some teachers weigh in on technology, and she is working to look at some different ways to upgrade some technology, looking specifically at web cameras, wireless Bluetooth headphones, and like smart boards or smart board equivalent type programs, technology that may be a replacement for those boards that are getting old. In our district activity fund, it's kind of I consider it the baby of our instructional budget because it can be used for the same type of things. It has $14,276 in that. A lot of that money is earmarked already for athletics because that's where the money came from. And we have about 600 or 700, like as far as general and that Night Academy could use. So not a lot of money in that account that's at our disposal as a site-based council. Our custodial budget is looking good at $6,603.95. That will be kind of slower. That's where we buy paper towels and toilet paper, and those type of things come from that budget. And, you know, with less people in the building, we have less need for some of that stuff. So that is kind of going down a little slower than normal. Our athletic travel is in quite the same place at $2,012.35. And our PD budget is at $3,107. And then our ESS funds have still not been touched this year at $15,000 for ESS. And that can be personnel can be paid for ESS that way, or we can buy programs as long as they are used in ESS. And we talked about, you know, kind of, Amanda had asked last meeting, can you cross different accounts here? You can piece together as long as it all follows the rules for different pieces and parts of the puzzle that make up the whole. Any questions about anything budget related?
No.
I'm going to take us offline and make sure that we are not sharing before we go into our closed session for personnel discussion. So if you all will give me just a minute.